Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Together. Let's not forget this moment in time when we literally answered systems of oppression with systems of love. Multiculturalism and said, no, Canada, you're racist. We said, no, that's wrong. And you will see it. We now have Jay Pong, who's one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter. My teammate. They're going to speak on the mic. They're going to give us some love. Black lives they matter. 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 Are you still with me? Yeah! I'm going to tell you a little bit about Black Lives Matter. I'm going to tell you what it means. I'm going to talk about what it means to have a movement. In 2016, it has to be called Black Lives Matter. So we are fighting for the same thing that we were fighting for 50 years ago. And if you live in a place like Canada, you know what it means to be told it's not as bad as you think. And we know what it means for 300 years of enslavement here to be erased. We started to add more of those intersections. And suddenly the movement was including people who have been ignored from day one, even though we were the ones who were setting and bolstering the movements as we know them. To recognize what it means to be black people and advocate for blackness. Because we might be celebrated now, but we won't be able to get jobs. We will be harassed by the police. They will follow us home. They will accost us. As we move from one space to another, we have to walk in twos. I need you to understand what it means to be here on this flatbed now.
My name is Pascal Deverlus, PASCALEDIVERLUS.
So why do you think this is important? Like, why do you think this movement itself is so important?
You know what, like, we in Canada try to hide behind this multiculturalism myth so much. We like to pretend like, you know what, it's not as bad or there's not any racism here, but we know that's simply not true. From Jermaine Carvey to Andrew Loku to every single one of us, we have all experienced police brutality. We have all experienced the anti-black racism that exists in this very city. And this is to talk about it. This is to give our community the opportunity to shout these experiences, to say these experiences, to try to hold the police accountable.
I find that, like, in Canada, and especially in Toronto, we have this idea that this isn't a Canadian problem. This is just, like, purely an American problem. Is this, like, another obstacle that that Black Lives Matter, specifically in Toronto, has to face?
Yeah, 100%. I think that people try to really hide behind the fact that this doesn't happen here, but we know it does. You know, in July 5th, Andrew Loku was a South Sudanese refugee that was taken by police while he was in a moment of emotional distress. He escaped the civil war that was happening in his home country and was looking to find safety here to bring his family over, and instead he was met with violence and intolerance. The police entered his house while he was in a moment of distress and shot him within 2 minutes. Okay, within 2 minutes they shot him dead. And we staged a bunch of actions over the course of the summer, and the police, the mayor, everyone was like, you know what, wait till the investigation, wait till the special investigations unit does an investigation. And here we are 8 months later, and we found out last Friday that the police officers were not going to be charged for his death. In fact, they said that they used justifiable force. Okay, justifiable force. He's a man in emotional distress, in mental distress, and they took him without even looking for his humanity, for sympathy, for anything at all.
Why are you specifically so invested in this? I know everyone is camping out. Why do you think there's an uprising at this point in time?
I'm a Black woman. You know, I don't know what it's like to experience anti-Black racism within the city, to fear for my life walking home alone, to make my friends drive me home every single time that I have to go home late. I know how hard it is to have Black educators, have Black teachers, have Black profs. I see how hard it is to get in line for hospitals, how hard it is to get adequate housing. There's so much within the city that is working against us that shows its anti-Blackness, and this is why I'm invested in this. This is why I'm invested, because I refuse to let my children grow up in a world that is not accepting of them, that tries to dehumanizes them, and seeing them as something that is not anything other than beautiful.
What do you think needs to change in terms of the system?
You know what? I think that every policy, every regulation is not going to be effective until they start from the top. Until our decision makers acknowledge the fact that we are living in an anti-Black system, in an anti-Black world, and work from there, the changes are not going to be enough. And so we even see this with the recent changes to carding. You know, the city in the province is clapping for themselves. You know, oh my God, we've eliminated carding, we've made so many changes, but we know that's not true. Yeah. All they've done is change the rules and make it just a little bit harder, but realistically, we're still gonna get stopped, we're still gonna get violated, our rights are still not gonna be upheld. We know this, and until they start from working and realizing that we are living in an anti-Black system, an anti-Black city, everything they do is not gonna be efficient enough.
Why should everyone else care? Say that we just have zero humanity and we don't care about the rest of us. But do you think this impacts more than just Black people?
100%. Until, you know what, when we get our freedom, when we get a liberation, everyone else gets a little bit more of the liberation as well. When you have those at the very bottom, you have those at the very top. Yeah. So you have to start from the bottom, and we are at the bottom. Us and Indigenous folks are at the bottom. So you have to prioritize those voices, those experiences, those injustices that are happening to us, and everyone else will get the freedom, and that's why everyone should care.
So how long have you guys been camping out?
How long have we been camping out?
Yeah.
So the thing started on Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday, 6 o'clock, they had that initial rally. Mm-hmm. Then after the rally, they decided to camp out. So since Sunday night, we've been camping out. Yeah.
And it's almost a week now since it's
Yeah, almost. It's almost a week.
It actually started at Nathan Phillips Square.
Yeah.
But then there was a bunch of police, or they thought there were a bunch of police in buses.
Yeah.
Here, so
SWAT.
People were kind of afraid that it was a way smaller group. The first night was tiny. It was
so small.
So they were trying to
20 of us.
Stop it at the start.
Yeah.
Probably.
So I think people were kind of freaked out and then wasn't sure, and so there was a decision to come here. And so the first night was small, a small group of people.
It seemed like people slept out either in a tent. There's only 3 tents. So in the tents, on the benches warmed, or over the fire.
On Monday night was when all the police came, and that's what Sam was saying, and in the middle here, so there was literally 2 weeks worth of firewood and tents that were in the middle of this headquarters space, and they literally took away all the tents. There was a fire over there by these little steps, and they took out the fire, took out the tents, took the wood and just sprayed it with toxic stuff.
It's just been a switch between people kind of just sleeping, or just intensely high spirits of people help entertaining, I guess, or kind of keeping the spirit, passing the time, but also keeping the spirits high, reminding ourselves why we're here, with songs and with conversations about systems. So like a lot of that.
We're gonna be here tonight. We're gonna be here tomorrow night. We're gonna be here at least until the end of the week. Pay attention to our tweets. Follow us. This is what we're saying. Be present for us, but be mindful. This shit ain't over.